The best of the morning X99X.
Okay, you go ahead and let it loose. I'm not going to say your name.
Now, these people have all said that they are okay with not disguising their voices.
Yeah.
You don't want your name out, though, do you?
Everybody who hears this, who knows me, is going to know who it is anyhow.
Okay, Joel, then go ahead.
I was dating a young girl who lived in my neighborhood, my apartment complex, and...
Well, how old are you?
I'm 20. At the time, I was only 18, and she was 17.
Okay.
And I had an affair with her 55-year-old mother.
Very
And,
nice.
You had an affair with her 55-year-old mother.
Yep.
And what drove you to do that?
Alcohol.
Okay, explain how
She
that
was
worked.
contributing to the delinquency. We continued to see each other for about a month behind my girlfriend's back.
How did it all start?
Well, my girlfriend, I'd been coming over to the house for a while, and what happened is we just started talking, you know, and my girlfriend, like I said, she was only 17, and her mother was 55, and we could just, I don't know, she seemed a lot more mature and intriguing
Yeah,
than my
55,
girlfriend,
you think she's a little mature?
So she seduced you.
She was a little more mature than her
She told me
17-year-old
all the
daughter.
right things that I wanted to hear as an 18-year-old boy.
So
Like
this was
what?
more than one encounter.
What did you want to hear? Yeah, that's a good question.
Just, you know, like how good I was and my potential, and,
Right.
you know, just she
A
knew
real
all the
motherly
right things
figure.
to say.
She gave you a good ego boost.
Yeah, basically.
Uh-huh.
Did your girlfriend ever find out?
She found out, and we're through.
How did you
that
find
was
out?
so ununderstanding of her.
Actually, I'm surprised I'm not dead right now.
Why?
Well, you know, the mother and all that. I mean, that's pretty harsh.
That's
Okay.
good. I like that one. Hang on, we'll get you some tickets.
Hold on, Joel.
Talking about if you have a skeleton
go
in
to-
your closet.
Yeah, don't go away.
Don't go to Amy yet
lost her.
because she needs to disguise. She wants to use the.
Put her in the
voice.
witness protection program.
Hello, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, now tell us your skeleton.
I pull out my hair, and since I was 6-year-old, I've done this. I have a disorder called trichotillomania, and it's a very hard thing to deal with because it's not expected for a female of like the age 22 not to have any hair.
Trichotillomania?
I have
Yes,
not
that's
heard of
correct.
Wow.
And so what do you wear a wig?
No,
What?
Do you wear a wig?
No, I don't. I wear my hair up. It's really hard to disguise, but I do know some 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds who do wear wigs at the age.
So you just,
That age.
it's like a theme today. People who can't keep their hair in.
Do you take any medication for this?
I don't take any medication, but many people take different things like Prozac and Paxil.
what do you do it at night or what?
Yeah, mainly.
Okay.
It's
How do you
under stressful circumstances usually.
do you just grab a huge clump or do you pull out one hair at a time? How do you do that?
It varies. Mainly when I was growing up, I did more clump pulling, but now it's getting better.
Have you been to see a psychologist about this? Has that helped?
Actually, that's what I'm doing now, and it is helping some.
So
Wow.
what happens? You just can't control your urge to pull your hair out,
It's
Stressful
an impulse
situations.
control disorder.
and like do you pull it out from the back, from the front, from the sides?
Mainly the top of my head, but other people pull from different places, like their legs and different body hair.
Does
it just depends on the person.
And does this give you like a sexual high? Does this give you
No,
a
it's a
sense
disorder.
of?
No.
It's a disorder, like
Well,
an
yeah,
eating
but- No.
disorder.
It is a disorder.
So-
there is some pleasure involved.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. It's different.
What's it called? Trichophila what?
Trichotillomania.
Trichotillomania.
And there's,
Trichotillomania. Mania.
Yes.
Wow.
There's different websites available and different organizations
For people who
out
pull
there.
their hair out?
It's actually a lot more common than you think. It's between 1% and 2% of the population in the United States.
Okay,
So
well,
1 out of 50.
thank
luck,
you for
okay.
calling.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Wow, that's
That's wild.
interesting.
Matt, go to line 1. Okay, line 2. Tell us about your skeleton.
Well, this happened a good over 10 years ago when I was living in St. Louis. And I was at a party, and this guy I didn't know kind of offered me something drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah,
what
and
type?
so we went off, and it was kind of like by the Merrimack. Oh, I shouldn't even say that. By a river, and he kind of tried to start taking advantage of me, and he was so much bigger. I just grabbed the first thing, and it was a rock, and I hit him in the head, and he fell into the water, and I just ran. I never looked back. He was a stranger, and I don't know. Every once in a while, I think about it because he was somebody's son or something.
Wait, are you saying that
You were doing drugs with someone you didn't know, and you
Yeah.
went down to some river, and he was making the moves, and you hit him in the head with a rock.
Well, I was scared.
Well,
I mean,
that's-
I kept telling him no, and I knew he wasn't going to take a no for an answer. And I was scared, and I was young, and I didn't know what to do. None of my friends knew where I was, and
so you knocked him out?
And you have no idea what happened after that.
no, and I just
Did you check the newspaper afterwards?
actually, I guess I just didn't want to know.
Are you
You
saying
knocked
that,
him out, and he rolled in the river.
Well, yeah, we were. You just have to see the way it was. It was like an embankment, and I mean, I heard the splash, but I was already running. As soon as he let me go and I hit him, I started started running.
so you're saying you're not really sure if he got up or if he never got up?
She said she heard a splash.
Sure,
Well,
splash.
she heard a splash, but that doesn't mean he.
Right. You don't
I mean,
know if
he could have gotten out.
The water could have revived him.
Hey, I hope it did.
I mean, how you hit him? I mean, when you hit him, where did you hit him? Like right in the face, or?
Well, I'm right-handed, and I hit up, and I hit him in the head. I guess by the ear, or
Right.
top of the head, or something.
How big was the rock?
Well, I'm not a huge person, and it fit my hand pretty well.
Like a softball?
Maybe a little bit bigger.
Now,
Bigger.
if you found out, let's say that you killed him.
Please don't say that, because all these years I just hope that.
No, wait,
Okay,
you
well, wait a minute.
called us with the
hold
story.
on, hold on. But let's say
I
you
called it because I don't know why I call it.
Okay, but okay, hang on, settle down. All right, listen. Nobody knows who you are. Okay,
And no one knows if he's even dead.
and we're just hypothetically saying. And I mean, it wasn't like you killed a guy or may have killed a guy who was just an innocent bystander.
He was assaulting you.
He was assaulting you, right? Is it
Yeah,
safe
but
to
I
say?
guess.
Is it safe to say he was assaulting you?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I should have called someone or told them to go look for him or something. But I didn't want anybody to find out why I was there in the first place.
I see you were embarrassed to admit that you had gotten yourself in that.
Scared and didn't know anything about the police or,
What did you do when you
understand that.
left? I mean, when you left there, what did you do?
I went back to the party and acted like I was just never gone.
And is there something inside you that, like, now would like to? I mean, you're obviously getting it off your chest, but if you had
What do
the
you think? I
opportunity,
always think about that.
if you had the opportunity to tell the authorities at this point, just to see what ever happened, would you do that?
I've thought about that. I mean, I don't know anything about. I guess I know enough about the law to know that there's certain statute of limitations.
Well,
and,
no-
Well, not with someone
Well-
who was killed. If they were killed,
Right.
you know,
Do you have any idea what this person's name was?
not at all. I mean, I was
Not at
young
all, okay.
and
I have
he
no
was
idea.
cute, and
Was there anyone at the party that may be able to give you that person's name?
that might be. But man, I don't even remember people from the party.
Well,
Okay.
it sounds
Sorry,
like
it's been
didn't know-
over 10.
You didn't know anybody at this party?
Well, yeah, of course I did. The friends I was with, but
Well,
we
you were
weren't going
hurt.
to like a friend's house party. It was like we were kind of crashing a party.
Someone would have heard if the guy died. I mean, they would have got back to you.
See, that's what I think.
If the guy died, somebody would
when
have
his
something.
car, someone would have discovered his car. It wasn't like we were so far off the beaten path. And I think of those kind of things that someone would have found his car and looked for. We weren't so far off from where we parked the car.
I think you would have heard about it.
it sounds like because it was in such a small town. I'm guessing it was in a small town.
St. Louis.
Well, I don't
St.
know.
Louis, yeah.
That's
And
what.
you
Oh,
never,
Yeah.
okay.
and you were living there.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like
You-
on the outskirts, kind of
like
the
you would've-
suburbia of St. Louis.
Well, I mean,
Okay, well,
I don't want to get too more.
you know what? I'm not going to give you tickets because I don't want to have your name and address.
Well, I don't want that. I guess I just wanted to hear
You
that
wanted
maybe that guy's. I don't know. There's.
I don't think
Well-
you would have heard about it. If he died, you would have heard about it.
That's good enough for me, I guess.
I think you would have. I mean, people at the
Who
party
knows?
would have known. Someone would have known, and they would have, like, you know
That's
what I'm
scary.
saying? Spread the word.
I can see where that has lived
Yeah.
with you, though, all these years.
Well, just don't go off with people, you know.
Right.
Well, don't take
do it.
drugs would be the first thing, and don't go
Well,
off with people.
you're young and you want to experiment, and I don't know.
Right.
I don't
okay.
know. I mean,
That's a
I
tough
would-
thing to live with, though.
I would think that considering it was a self-defense thing, that you would at least want to set the record straight and get the monkey off your back. I mean, go back there, say, I mean, they have record of that stuff.
Well, self-defense, it would have been at the time. It would have become
Well, self-defense
probably
is-
involuntary manslaughter at this point.
Well,
when you leave.
Self-defense is
No,
self-defense.
when you leave, and then 10 years later, I'm saying they would wonder what happened. Why would you leave if you were, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it worse when you leave.
Right, it makes
just
it-
like a hit and run.
Exactly.
Is, you know,
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
Well,
That's a skeleton.
Well, that one's going to be a tough one to top.
That will be.
All right.
Thank you for
Excellent,
calling.
excellent
thanks.
calls, people. Very proud of you.
There's more to the story. This bit resumes after a brief intermission. More Best of the Morning X is coming up next on 99X.
No Contest Wrestling, where O'Shea Jackson Jr. and TJ Jefferson bring their hot takes with the biggest names in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Braun Breaker. Welcome to the pod.
My aspirations in life, I always wanted to be a WWE superstar.
The Prodigy, Roxanne Perez. I gotta talk about the Hugger cosplay.
I mean, it was perfect, wasn't it? You know?
LA Knight.
What am I doing here? At this point, I can retire. See you, everybody.
The No Contest Wrestling Podcast, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.